have a brand new video for you guys. Today we'll be talking about the things that I wish I knew before buying a house. So those are 7 things that I wish I knew before buying a house, and
The 7 things I hate about you.
yeah, I'm gonna share it with you. I think they are really worth knowing if you're planning to buy a house. And for those people who are the first time watching me, don't forget to subscribe down below, and people who are recurring viewers, thank you for watching. So let's get started. So it's been more than 6 months now since I purchased a duplex, and I've been living in one of the apartments, and I wanted to share with you things that I wish I knew before buying this house. So the number one thing is taxes. The amount, exactly the amount you're gonna pay, because sometimes I know people know that they need a 3% more than the down payment to pay some things, but in Montreal, because this is where I live, I'm guessing in general there's a lot of taxes that you pay. There's a municipal tax that you have to pay for the city, and you have to pay a tax for the school, and a welcome tax. So all of those things kind of come up when you just put all of your money on buying a house. You didn't think of those things. At least I didn't think of them as high. I didn't know they were gonna be as high as they are, because like it's not the $500,000 that you need to put aside, another $600,000 that you need to put aside depending on like the house value, but it's a lot of money. I feel like right after you buy a house, to have all of that money again to pay taxes. So I think it's very important for people to know those things exist, that you're gonna have to pay a lot of taxes, so you are prepared and you have the cash flow aside to do so. The second thing is that even if you know you're gonna do renovation, you might not know how much those renovation might cost. When you have a budget for the renovation, there's a lot of other costs that come with the renovation that you might not expect. Because of COVID, there was a lot of like prices going up for wood, for other materials, that we could not have like predict this. So those things you need to keep in mind, that at any point there could be a rising price thing happening in where you're gonna have to like have money aside to pay more for the renovation than you thought you would. And for the renovation part also, at some point I didn't know I needed to like contact people, like book them months and months before the renovation, because in Montreal, I don't know if it's because of COVID or what happened, whenever we call somebody to come do a ceramic styles or to do like Jeep work or whatever for the walls, they were already booked months in advance. So we had to wait 1-2 months to find somebody to do the work. So if you're expecting to rent this house, this is the amount of time you're gonna have to wait before you're able to put the house in the market. Or if you're planning on going to live there, those things you need to keep them in mind, because like I would not expect that calling somebody would be so hard to find a worker to come work for you, even though you're paying them well and everything. So those things keep in mind. So the number 3 is that insurance. I didn't know, I knew insurance could be like high or whatever, that's not the issue, but insurance value, depending on the amount that you want to insure for the house, let's say, they might ask you to do a medical test also, which I found surprising. Not because I didn't know that they do medical tests for insurance, but because I didn't know for a house that's something that could come up too. But those things come up. They want to know that you're in good health. They want to make sure that you're not gonna, I don't know, whatever happened to you right after you buy the house, right after they have insure your house and everything. So keep that in mind. Depending on the amount of you want to insure, that they might ask you for medical checkup and stuff like that. So yeah. Number 4 is that electricity. I know like people, when you buy a house, the first thing that you do is like check out the insulation to make sure that the house doesn't cost a lot of money to keep it heated. You know, you want to know that the electricity cost is good as well, that you're gonna be able to pay that, and the house is well insulated. But the thing is, you also need to check out like the electricity like paneling stuff that was done in the house before. How new are they? Are they old equipment for electricity or not? Because when they are old, they make you lose a lot of money. Those things I didn't know. Like as long as the equipment was working, I think it was fine, but no, you need to have brand new modern equipment that help you minimize the amount of electricity you're spending that way. So you need to keep a budget for that, so if you're not planning that in your renovation, because you thought they were in good health, they were in good shape, I should say. But you might want to actually put money aside for you to change the old equipment of your electricity, so that way you can save 10 to 20% on the electricity amount that you would pay. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. I feel like it's very important. And in the future, hopefully we'll be able to like have solar panels. But in Quebec, we have already, like, our electricity is hydro, which means like it's base of water or whatever. So it's really already clean electricity. I should say, we're not burning coal or anything like that. So that's a good. Number 5 is that the neighborhood that you live in matters, but what matters most are the neighbors. It's not about the neighborhood as much as it is about the neighbors. Like, if you are living somewhere, there's like, if you have good neighbors, which I didn't even think of, but if you have good neighbors, your stay, your place, your apartment, your house, you're gonna be way more happy. Because where we are living right now, some people offer us equipment to mow the lawn. We're not even asking them, but they are offering, you know, they are offering you food, vegetables that they grow out of their garden. Those things create a sense of community and keep you want to live where you're living, and make you have a really nice relationship with your neighbors and a nice living. And if you have bad neighbors, which I know people who do, and trust me, we did have bad neighbors at some point and before moving to this house, and they could make your life a living hell, basically. So your neighbors are very important. Number 6 is that you need to know how to get your hands dirty. Like you saw on my previous video, if you haven't watched it, it's a video about renovation that I did in one of the apartments. Go check it out. I'll put a link down below so you can check it out. So yeah, you need to know how to put your hands dirty. You need to know how to paint. You need to know how to fix things, because we didn't know how to fix the sink and we called somebody to come fix the sink, and it costs a lot of money. There's always gonna be a lot of costs based on maintaining the house, so you need to learn how to do basic things, so that way you don't have to call somebody all the time to come help you out. And when you're buying a house, you're not thinking of, oh, I need to know how to paint, I need to know how to fix a sink, or how to fix a bathroom if it's broken, stuff like that. You need to learn them, because if you don't learn them, they're gonna cost you a lot of money. So I feel like it's a very important thing to keep in mind when you're buying a house. At least you need to know somebody who knows how to do it, or yourself need to learn how to do those things, so that way you can save some money. And number 7, and it's a big one, I feel like, it's when you are getting a contractor, you should not just get somebody that like close to you or close to your family, or somebody that you know or somewhere. You need to get a real professional. And I'm not saying that because those people cannot do the work. It's basically because those people are gonna have excuses after excuses about why it's not finishing at a certain time. So pay a little bit more money, let's say, to get a professional to do something for you when they're gonna respect the deadline. I don't know if all of them will, but like, if you get a professional, you have a deadline, they should respect it. And if they don't respect it, you should put like a price cut on their on the amount that you are gonna pay them, so that way they know that they have to respect the deadline. Because when they don't respect the deadline, just because you know them and they are giving you like they are acting like it's a favor that they are doing you, when you're paying them just because the pricing was a little bit lower, you are wasting way more money. Because down the line, you might not be able to move in your house, you might not be able to rent the apartment in question, because those people are wasting time. So keep that in mind when you're getting someone for cheaper. Pay a little bit more if this person can respect the deadline. That's my last advice to you guys. And yeah, so that was it. Let me know down below if there was more advice, more things that you wish you knew before you buy your own house, or before you move to an apartment or something like that. And I hope my advice helped you a little bit if you're in the process of buying a house. And if you agree with those advice, let me know down below. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time, guys.